Donald Trump is trying yet again to get out of a legal conundrum. Is he doing it directly with his private lawyers? Does he have a fixer? Or does he just have a very conservative state and some folks sitting on benches that might just help him out? And in this breaking story I'm going to show you in a few seconds, there's one person in the state of Georgia as of today, right now, who is not going to sit on her hands and take it. And yet, it doesn't matter, because the lead up to this has been such an example of how Trump files bankruptcies and talks tough but isn't, and also talks about truth and cares about none of it. Even Richard Branson, the famous multi-billionaire entrepreneur, makes his point about Donald Trump. And I'm going to show you the breaking story in just a few seconds, but take a listen to this.
You know, business leaders have taken different approaches in dealing with Trump. How do you navigate that?
I've told a story about the first time I met Trump because I think it's important for people to know. And it was a lunch, and he'd just been bankrupt, and he spent the whole lunch talking about
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis was just removed from the Georgia election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump. Jared, what are you learning about what happened just a few moments ago?
Vlad, good morning. This is very breaking within the last 10 minutes, I would say. So we're still kind of processing this order. This was a 30-page order from the Georgia Court of Appeals saying that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis cannot continue to prosecute the former president and several other of his co-defendants in that case.
They acknowledge that both sides had diametrically opposed views of when Fani Willis would be required to step down under Georgia law, whether it would be automatic disqualification or whether, as she argued, there's no disqualification under Georgia law based on the appearance of impropriety. Let's get to the punchline here, which is the problem the Georgia Court of Appeals had with the trial court was that they said it cured any questions of appearance of impropriety moving forward after Nathan Wade stepped down, but it didn't cure those questions before. They said it wasn't a broad enough remedy, meaning Nathan Wade stepping down was not enough to cure the appearance of impropriety issue. Fani Willis herself had to be disqualified as well.
5 people who he'd asked for help, who'd refused to help him, and that he was going to spend the rest of his life destroying those 5 people. The reason I tell the story is I just think it shows the vindictive nature of this man. He's a dangerous individual, and I think people should realize how dangerous he is. And I'm afraid that nothing about his presidency has let me change my views on him.
When an international, global, successful entrepreneur calls another one vindictive, we all should stand up and pay attention. And in this breaking story, Fani Willis in Georgia doesn't care. She's going to push back, and she's going to push back hard in this story. Take a listen. Breaking news. Fani Willis to appeal Georgia Supreme Court after disqualification in Trump case. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis filed a notice of appeal to the Georgia Supreme Court after she was disqualified from prosecuting President-elect Donald Trump and others for attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election. In a Thursday filing to the Georgia Court of Appeals, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office said it intended, in quotes, to petition the Supreme Court of Georgia to review the decision to disqualify Willis. Earlier on Thursday, the Georgia Appellate Court found that a significant appearance of impropriety tainted the case against Trump and his co-conspirators in the public eye. The court, however, declined to dismiss the case outright. In quotes, "We cannot conclude that the record also supports the imposition of the extreme sanction of dismissal of the indictment," the court said. If the appeals court decision is upheld, a special new prosecutor must be appointed before the case can continue. You know, Donald, you can play legal wordsmith all you want. You can have judges in your pocket or who are quietly, unbeknownst to the public, leaning your direction. Same with the gal down in Florida who dismissed the classified records case, etc., etc. It's going to keep on going on. But the beautiful thing for all of us to remember is Donald Trump getting himself into legal trouble, breaking rules consistently and laws, is the nature of who he is. And at his age, the leopard can't change spots. So I assure you, we just have to keep pushing back, because he's going to step in a bear trap at some point even he can't get out of. Good on you, Fani Willis, and stay frosty.